February 10th, 2020. Memorial of Saint Scholastica, Virgin.
A reading from the first book of Kings. The elders of Israel and all the leaders of the tribes, the princes in the ancestral houses of the children of Israel, came to King Solomon in Jerusalem to bring up the ark of the Lord's covenant from the city of David, which is Zion. All the people of Israel assembled before King Solomon during the festival in the month of Ethanim, the 7th month. When all the elders of Israel had arrived, the priests took up the ark. They carried the ark of the Lord and the meeting tent with all the sacred vessels that were in the tent. The priests and Levites carried them. King Solomon and the entire community of Israel present for the occasion sacrificed before the ark sheep and oxen, too many to number or count. The priests brought the ark of the covenant of the Lord to its place beneath the wings of the cherubim in the sanctuary, the Holy of Holies of the temple. The cherubim had their wings spread out over the place of the ark, sheltering the ark and its poles from above. There was nothing in the ark but the 2 stone tablets which Moses had put there at Horeb, when the Lord made a covenant with the children of Israel at their departure from the land of Egypt. When the priests left the holy place, the cloud filled the temple of the Lord, so that the priests could no longer minister because of the cloud, since the Lord's glory had filled the temple of the Lord. Then Solomon said, "The Lord intends to dwell in the dark cloud. I have truly built you a princely house, a dwelling where you may abide forever." The word of the Lord.
The responsorial psalm. The response is, "Lord, go up to the place of your rest." Behold, we heard of it in Ephrathah. We found it in the fields of Jaar. Let us enter into his dwelling. Let us worship at his footstool. Lord, go up to the place of your rest. Advance, O Lord, to your resting place, you and the ark of your majesty. May your priests be clothed with justice. Let your faithful ones shout merrily for joy. For the sake of David your servant, reject not the plea of your anointed. Lord, go up to the place of your rest.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark. After making the crossing to the other side of the sea, Jesus and his disciples came to land at Gennesaret and tied up there. As they were leaving the boat, people immediately recognized him. They scurried about the surrounding country and began to bring in the sick on mats to wherever they heard he was. Whatever villages or towns or countryside he entered, they laid the sick in the marketplaces and begged him that they might touch only the tassel on his cloak, and as many as touched it were healed. The Gospel of the Lord.
This is Catholic Daily Reflections for Monday of the 5th week in Ordinary Time. Today's reflection is entitled, Scurrying for Jesus. As they were leaving the boat, people immediately recognized him. They scurried about the surrounding country and began to bring in the sick on mats to wherever they heard he was. Jesus caused the people to scurry. That's an interesting word to use and an interesting response from the people. What does scurried mean, and what does it tell us about the people? To scurry means one moves quickly and intentionally with short and hurried steps. It's a very specific word identifying a very specific action. The people are not just moving toward Jesus in a quick way, they are scurrying. When you think of this image of scurrying, it seems to reveal a certain intensity with which the people were seeking out Jesus. The description of them hurrying to him with these short and rapid steps reveals that they were intent on getting to him while they seemed to have something else on their minds. What was on their minds? Healing. They knew that Jesus would be a source of true healing for those who were sick, and so the people, with great intensity, brought them to Jesus wherever he was. In a sense, this must be our approach to Jesus in regard to our life of faith. We must recognize him as the source of all healing, especially spiritual, and we must keep our minds focused on him as the divine physician. Our longing and intensity with which we seek him out must consume our full attention. Reflect today upon this interesting image given to us in these Holy Scriptures. Try to put yourself into this scene of the gospel, pondering whether you need to be more intentional and intense in your desire to be with Jesus. He is the source of all grace and mercy, and he is the divine physician who waits for you to come to him with your every need. Scurry toward him and let him pour forth his grace. Let us pray. Lord, increase my longing for you and my desire to be with you. Help me to know that you are the divine physician my soul desires. Help me to trust in you always, coming to you for the fulfillment of all my needs and longings. Jesus, I trust in you.